the agenda for today?
Well, now, let's see. We've got to collect the eggs, and then we have to sort. You know, when I think of all the things that we have to do, I'm awful glad Jim's home. You know, I really missed him.
My goodness, he's just been gone a little over a day, and she misses him. Now, I'll tell you, in your grandmother's day...
Oh, you going to tell me a story again?
Well, I did feel one coming on, but I guess we'll just skip it. Tell me now, where did Jim hot-footed off to so early this morning?
Oh, he went downtown, went shopping.
Oh? Well, I thought shopping was a woman's job.
Not in this household, it isn't. Whoever has the least to do, that's the one that does the shopping. It's a pretty practical arrangement.
You know, that's what I like about your Jim. He's practical. Now, that's just the opposite from your grandfather. Oh, there was a character.
You know, sometimes I think you liked him more than you let on.
Well, maybe now I do. Time's got a way of creeping in and softening things. But way back there, reason to death up there in Alaska, is because he took some fool notion that he was going to make a fortune. Oh, what an idiot. Speaking of men and idiots, how do you suppose Joe's getting on?
Well, you know, we could go over to the Kettles this afternoon and find out.
What about those sainted eggs?
Let them wait.
I don't care if they do wait. The less eggs, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, now tell me, Elizabeth, did Joe happen to miss a jacket this morning?
Well, when he came home last night, I didn't exactly have the nerve to tell him about it.
Be just too bad if Jim and Joe would have happened to run into each other. You know, they're not apt to be two such jackets floating around these parts.
Well, I'll tell him when he gets back from town.
And had you thought about it? He may be a little mad you giving his clothes out just like he was a walking department store.
Oh, no, Nanny, not Jim. Not in a good cause.
Well, oh, there's somebody.
Betty?
Oh, it's Ma.
You come here. Huh? Well, Ma, what was that for?
That was for my boy, Joe. He told me. He told me what you two done for him.
He didn't want you to know that he'd spend his first night here. I'm surprised he mentioned it.
Well, I guess he didn't mean to, not in the beginning. But he told me. Oh, I sure thank you for putting him up.
Oh. Well, Ma, it had nothing to do with how anxious he was to see you.
No, Ma, as a matter of fact, you know that boy of yours, whether you know it or not, has got a lot of fine pride, and that's a good thing. As for staying here with us overnight, well, that had nothing in the world to do with how anxious he was to see you.
Oh, Mrs. Harris, what you and Betty done was awful nice.
Well, for heaven's sakes, we didn't do anything. We just gave him a chance to clean up.
No, and you know me. Goodness me, I wouldn't go out of my way to do anything for any man.
Oh, you can talk all you want to. But the fact remains, you give my boy Jim's coat so he could look good coming home. Oh, that meant an awful lot to him. Meant a lot to me. But you know, Betty, I'm kind of proud of my Joe. Wasn't easy for him. But you know, for the first time in his whole life, he come right out and said that his trouble was talking big and doing little. See, you know what he's been doing in New York. Instead of being a big shot in motion pictures, he's been ushering at some movie theater, part-time. Oh, Lancy, look. I did my baking this morning.
Oh, it smells mighty good.
I opened my preserves, and I made you a good gooseberry pie.
Oh, my
How's
goodness.
that?
Say, did you bring me a donut?
Say, I hope that Joe didn't talk an ear off you the other day. Whenever he gets around people, he just wants to blow off. I don't know what it is.
Oh, my goodness.
And look,
That's the way it is in New York. Everything's big, magnified 2 or 3 times. Johnny, you see, you take the simple, everyday business of making a living. It's tough. Competition's rough. Twice as tough anywhere else. But for a man who knows the way around, it's a cinch. See what I mean?
I haven't got any idea what you're talking about.
All right, now, if it's twice as tough to get started, it's twice as easy to make a pile once you do get started.
Well, then how come you're back here sitting around gassing with me?
Don't flatter yourself. It's not the company. I just came back to see Ma.
Oh, not maybe you come back because you're running short of money.
Don't flatter yourself. I could tell you stories that'd make your hair curl.
Yeah, go ahead. There ain't very much of it there to curl, but go ahead.
Well, you know, now, I've been working in the movie industry. Now, there's a business. Very interesting. And talk about your money. Man, that's where the gold is.
You get any?
Oh, I've been doing all right, just fine.
What kind of a job did you have in the movies? You ain't an actor, are you?
Oh, no, I was in the executive end of it.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, it's pretty tough to explain it. You see, it was big corporation stuff.
Who are you working for?
Who?
Yeah, I mean the name of the company. If it's a moving picture company, was it Warner Brothers or Metro Goldwyn or...
Hey, Ed, you don't happen to have a bottle of pop on ice, do you?
Getting thirsty, Joe?
Yeah, it's kind of hot in here.
Yeah, that's because of all the hot air that's been floating around. All right, here you are. 10 cents. Oh, yes, you were going to tell me all about who you work for.
Yeah, well, just take the change out in Big Barn.
Yeah, son, I'm still waiting.
Apex Pictures Corporated.
Never heard of it.
Well, you will. It's an up-and-coming firm. It's a syndicate.
Syndicate?
Yeah, well, you see, that's a little tough to explain. You probably wouldn't understand it.
Well, try me. I'm not scared of getting educated.
Well, some other time.
Say, that's nice material.
It's sort of a cashmere.
Yeah. That's mighty nice. You get that in New York?
Brooks Brothers,
Is that good?
the best.
Well, that's a nice coat.
You got to get back to your work, and I better be shoving off.
Well, you mean you ain't going to tell me all about the operation of a big movie syndicate?
You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
Some other time.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Ed, how are you?
welcome from Cranton. Hey, did you make out all right?
Well, the lumber deal's just about set.
Oh, Joe. This is Jim Blake. I'm sure you want to meet him, don't you?
Oh, you're Joe Kettle, aren't you?
Yeah, you're Jim Blake.
Well, I'm awfully glad to meet you. It's nice to see you back. When did you get in town?
Oh, yesterday?
I'll bet your ma's glad you're back.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Wait a second, I'll drive you back. I just want to talk to Ed here, arrange about feeding my men when they start lumbering.
Oh, no. Charlie's going to stop by and pick me up.
Oh, let him go, Joe. He ain't too anxious to talk to me.
Well, now, you know, it could be, Mr. Peabody, that I got just a little bored talking to somebody who doesn't understand big business concepts.
Oh.
I'll be...
Hey, you know, I had a jacket just like this once.
Well? Oh, sure. Well, you lived in New York, too.
Oh, that couldn't be yours, Jim. Joe's own special tailor made that specially for him.
You're right, Ed. Mine is cheap compared to this one.
Yeah. See? Jim's got good taste in clothes, too. Nice guy, nice taste, figures. Hey, I wouldn't mind driving away with you at that. You and me ought to get better acquainted.
You did pretty well by me today.
Oh, my goodness, I wish I had my calmifier. Chickens just naturally make me nervous. You know, when I was a girl down south on the plantation there, my father used to make it my business to look after the chickens, and I never did like it. The ornery things, they were just terrible. Why?
Well, look who's back from town.
I'm looking, but I'm not seeing much.
Seems to me you're a little late gathering your eggs.
Oh, my goodness, isn't that just like a man been off gallivanting in town and expecting us to stay here and do all the work? Is that justice or just a man's justice?
All right, I'm in full retreat. I'm sorry I even mentioned it. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Blake, guess who I saw at Ed Peabody's?
Uh-oh. You two read each other's minds?
Well, just in this case, I do. By the way, honey, do you know where you put that jacket of mine that I was so fond of?
I bet he never even had it on.
Hated it, as a matter of
Well, a man can change his mind, can't he? You know, I think I'll go inside and put it on and see if it still fits.
I hope he's kidding. Well, now, look, I'm going to get out of here. This conversation is getting a little too deep for me.
Gammy, you know something? We love you, even though you are a crotchety old lady.
Of course you do. Oh, you man, you just make me so mad.
Honey, are you awful mad that I gave away your jacket?
A little.
Anything I could do to make up for it?
Well, you could try. Well, you're getting there.
I was going to tell you about it, honey, honest. I just kind of forgot.
Well, you must have had a very good reason to give it away.
Oh, I did. You know what kind of a funny guy Joe is. If he'd had to go home looking like that, well, that jacket meant a great deal to him.
Well, it means more to him than it does to me. He's welcome to it.
I knew you'd say that.
Well, did you miss me when I got it?
Well, I was busy, you know.
Well, aside from that.
Well, I had Gammy to keep me company.
Now, look, Mrs. Blake. I'll bet you never even realized that this was the first night we've spent away from each other since we've been married.
Well, you know, I think you did. Now, you kissed me, and you said you were glad to be back, and you're sorry you left, and, you know, the whole routine.
Well, just in case I missed anything, let me tell you again that I'm awfully glad to be home, honey.
I'm awful glad to have you.
When Joe Kettle hears about the pageant, he gets an angel and decides there's some easy money to be made from it. That is, until Uncle Jim gets wind of it and CBS Television.